Hi everybody, Laura here for My Favorite Things. Thank you so much for joining me today. I've got a colorful project to share with you featuring some of the new goodies that just came out in the June release with My Favorite Things. I'm going to be starting with this gorgeous Tropical Flowers stamp set, and I have the coordinating Tropical Flowers Die-namic just for that large bloom image. I'm die cutting that into a panel of Neenah Solar White cardstock, and I'm going to do so repeatedly about 6 or so times, covering this entire panel. I don't really have a plan per se. I mean, I have a plan, but I don't have a plan as far as the spacing. I'm just eyeballing it, trying to make it even. I don't want my panel to fall apart, so I am thinking that way. I'm going to stop right here before I die cut too much. You know, you got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them. So that is it. I'm going to take a white card base and lay this die cut panel over top of it. I'll take that large bloom image and just find where the opening is, and I'm going to stamp the bloom where all the openings were die cut. And I'm stamping some pink. So I went through my whole ink stash and picked out my favorite colors that just really tickled my fancy today, you know, thinking of the tropical flowers. And I have all kinds of brands, all kinds of formulas, pigment, dye, and hybrid. And I say, this is what I say, buy the colors that you love. You know what I mean? If you're not an earth tone type of gal, you're probably not going to use those very much. So spend your money on the colors that you're going to use the most. Anywho, most of my cards are pinks, orange, rainbow, like pastel-y, sherbety rainbow is kind of what I gravitate towards. I'm not really an earth tone lover, but occasionally, I mean, you are going to need like a brown if you ever do a beach sand. But you know, your fish are going to be rainbow, of course. So I'm blabbing away, and I stamped every one of those blooms. Now I've taken this inner detail image. So this Tropical Flowers is what I like to call a multi-step stamping stamp set, which are some of my all-time favorite kinds of stamp sets because I love to build up the images with details. And again, I went through my ink stash and found ones that are just a shade darker, so that would give you that, you know what I'm saying, tone on tone. Beautifulness. And then for the inner little circle detail, I'm just using my VersaFine Onyx Black ink. So those will all be black. A nice stark contrast, and it'll tie in well with the sentiment, which I already know is probably going to be black. I'm using my MISTI here, my full-size MISTI, and working that puppy over. Just working it. And then now I'm going to take that die cut panel. I put slivers of foam tape all over the back of it to the high heavens, popping it up. And this is why I like to call, see if I can come up with a catchy name for this. It's like recessed dimension. So instead of popping up the blooms, they're recessed. Got it? Now, I can't come up with a better name. Maybe there is a name for this already, but it's like reversed dimension. I'm stamping a few of the leaves from the Tropical Flower stamps. And they also have that second detail image, which I'm stamping in a darker shade of green. And did I ever tell you green's my favorite color? I think I probably have. Like the Distress Ink Twisted Citron, favorite color ever. So leaves, and I was thinking of that when I was stamping all the blooms. I thought to myself, don't use green because you're going to bring in the green with the leaves. Yeah. So I do think ahead every great once in a while. And I die cut all those leaves. Now this is the sentiment. This word die is called Sweet Hello Die-namics. And I die cut about 4 in white, and I die cut 1 in black. I'm using my spray adhesive. I've got this Elmer's spray adhesive in a scrap box, my little tweezers to help me pick it up. I love the spray adhesive. It gives you a little play time to slide the dies around to line them up perfectly, and there's no oozy goozy glue coming out the sides. The last one, I'm topping it off with black, so it gives you that bit of dimension. And then to hold this down to the card base, I'm using just a little bit of glossy accents, so that's nice and strong. I did do a little sliver of foam tape on the back of the H because there was that recessed part there that needed a little extra padding. I put foam tape on the back of the leaves, and I'm kind of putting them here and there, trying to, you know, space them out and give them good composition. And I was lucky that that worked out because that one was an afterthought. And then on occasion, whenever I pop up a leaf or a bloom and I have the opportunity, I like to zhuzh it a little bit with my fingers and just kind of lift it up, give it a little bit of life, little oomph. And then off camera, I went ahead and embossed a coordinating sentiment from the Well Hello stamp set. Coordinates great with the Hello word die. And not that this card needed any embellishment, but I mean, has a little bling ever hurt anybody? I mean, just a little bling, you know? I added some pretty pink posh sparkling clear sequins here and there, and this card is finished. So what do you think of the recessed, inverted, dimensional blooms? Do you love it? I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time.